Hey, Coach, it's Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com here. Here you are again, getting ready to face another mobile quarterback with Jeff Sims. Tech scored 46 points on Friday night. First game without an interception for the freshman quarterback. Just how much do you think that they have improved offensively now in their second year under Coach Patton?
Tremendously. I think they've with the talent that they had there already. At receiver in particular, and at running back, and Jeff Sims and 21, 22, the other backs that they have on their roster, they're much different. And their attack and your spread, run game, RPO, use the backs really well, run the ball, get the ball to the backs out in space. Quarterback, really good decision maker, going to be a special player when it's all said and done. He's got size, he's got arm strength, arm talent, can run, and they do a good job of moving him, taking advantage of his skill set. Have some design quarterback run game as well, and the receivers are on another planet from where they were a year ago. Just as far as their development and, what they're doing with them. So the line's playing tough and physical. Really, they imposed their will in their last game, particularly in the fourth quarter when they needed to make some plays. They just physically dominated Louisville. So playing with confidence, easily could have won against when they played Syracuse, turned the ball over against Florida State, won that one. Really played a lot cleaner against Louisville, and I'm remiss in their other loss. UCF just turned the ball over, didn't give themselves a chance. And, but Jeff Sims is really impressive for playing four games of college football, where he's at right now, and again, you can tell they give him a lot, and but they help him as well.
Hey Brent, it's Josh from the Post and Courier. How would you evaluate Landon Sanders' performance so far this season?
I've been pleased with Landon. Like a lot of young guys, there's a lot to be excited about. He's got a really bright future, and at times, they got to clean up, positioning and technique and eyes and things like that. So, but excited about, where he's going, and again, his attitude, how he has responded to some adversity and success both. He's a guy that puts a lot of time in, getting ready week in, week out, and cares, what his teammates and his coaches think, and takes a lot of pride in his performance, but real talented young guy.
Brent, this is Gene in Charleston. When you guys go good on good, your scrimmages and so forth, what's it like trying to prepare for both Travis and Trevor, and do your fellow defensive coordinators, do you have some empathy for those guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the margin for error is very slim, and we try not to, we don't ever go and say, okay, hey, let's take away Trevor today, or hey, let's take away Travis. We try to just do what we do and know that there's going to be plenty of bad that comes with the good. And but the precision, the explosiveness, the stress that they can create in both the run game and the throwing game is tremendous. So to have empathy, certainly understand what preparing for them, what you can go through for sure. But and they're both playing their best football of their careers right now as well. And that's what being on the same team, that's what you're excited about too, is really see the confidence and the cohesion of the unit, and certainly them as players and leaders, playing at a very, very high level right now.
Brent, this is Matt with the State. What do you remember about Balin in the recruiting process, and then what sold you on him as a linebacker and a guy that you thought could be a really good player for you guys?
Well, I remember going to his high school, and his coach told me he's really excited about one. He thought he had one for a definite Division I kid, and he was playing corner, and he had played corner as a freshman, and so I was looking at him as a sophomore, and of course I knew there was a Clemson connection as well, and I knew he was a good athlete. I knew he definitely wasn't a corner, and but I loved his versatility. They played him everywhere at Calhoun. And Coach Lamb, they did a great job. A very, very good program there in Calhoun, Georgia. And I just saw a really good athlete. Played quarterback, played corner, played receiver, played safety. Really didn't play much linebacker, but he had a great frame and continued to grow. He came to camp. And we evaluated him as both a safety and a linebacker, and felt that if he outgrew safety, he could definitely play linebacker, but he was very twitchy, had a lot of bounce to him. He's changed direction. He's just very fluid, explosive, great kid, excellent student, and a leader, just had great leadership qualities and instincts. So, then just has really good bloodlines, great family, and just tremendous athletes. But he's a winner. Very committed guy.
Brad from Clemson SI here. The players have raved about the game plan that you came up with Saturday night, and even the broadcasters noted it looked like you had weeks to prepare for Miami. Did you put any extra time? Was it the same amount that you normally prepare for a proponent, or did you maybe spend some time during the bye week that you had recently? How did you prepare for the Hurricanes?
We looked at everybody this summer, and certainly we didn't know that we were going to play Miami until I don't even remember when. It seems like this season's been 3 years long, but when we found out we were playing them, we started to try to look them up, and when we went back and looked at Houston, and we had a group of guys look at Derek King, and so we put a highlight tape together for our guys. And I don't know, we just had a lot of meeting time to look at a lot of people. And so they were certainly one of the teams that we tried to do some background work in case we played them sometime later in the year. And then they jumped on our schedule. That wasn't real exciting. I think we dropped 3 preseason unranked teams and picked up 3 preseason ranked teams. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at everybody. I'm looking at people we don't play in other conferences. I'm looking at defenses. We're looking at, other offenses, knowing that people are copycat, whether you're looking at Ole Miss or you're looking at, Georgia on defense, So you're always trying to find ways. And even if it's like literally less than 10 minutes, hey, throw that game on there real quick. They were doing some good stuff. Let me see what they were doing. Just try to see what other people are doing out there. And certainly knowing the background of, Coach Lashley, and he had been with Coach Malzahn at Auburn. We had a little bit of familiarity. And then I worked with Mike Leach at Oklahoma as well, and having some air raid principles in the throwing game as well. But, our guys just we played clean. That's the biggest thing. We played clean and played aggressive, and did a good job of communicating and playing fast, and won the line of scrimmage. And we've got a good offense that controlled the clock right out the gate too, and puts pressure on people. So it goes, it all goes together.
Brent, this is Pete at AP. Piggybacking on that a little bit, it sounds like you've seen the explosion of points and yards out there. I heard one commentator yesterday say expectations for defenses have to change. And I can't imagine you agree with that, but how do you see combating this explosion of points and yards that seems to be everywhere except with you guys these days?
Well, again, I think systematically people put you in a lot of conflict. And, we don't sit around and spend any time thinking about, well, this is unfair, or, that's not realistic or whatnot. We go through our process on how we prepare and how we train and how we execute, and we understand where the stress areas are, and we try to protect ourselves in those areas as we build, packages week to week and do what we do. I think that, if you look back at fall camp and some of the issues everybody around the country that's playing right now is going through is, not having a full allotment of people, or, some of the COVID issues, or again, some of the, I'm sure we were, like a lot of people, banged up pretty good during fall camp, just because you didn't have the same type of armor built, if you will, through the summer, and working out on your own is, going to a personal trainer, it's just different, and it's a different type of training. So, maybe there was a little bit less contact. I'm sure, there was a little bit less here. We try to stick to it, but we had to get ready for the season too. So some of that's probably is in play here, and is what you're seeing. And but the other side of it is, that would be taken away from the efficiency and the precision, and then what the college rules allow. The NFL, you cannot go down, you can't pass the line of scrimmage with the offensive lineman blocking and then throw the ball in behind. It's 0 yards, and in college it's 3, and most of the time it doesn't get called, and past 3 just doesn't. And game happens fast, and it's hard to manage from an official standpoint. So you get put in a lot of conflict, and again, the precision of the quarterbacks and receivers, and again, the system that offenses again attack you with some of those run pass conflicts, puts them in a very advantageous position. So it is what it is, but we just try to have answers to what they do. That's and to be good fundamentally, still stay aggressive, and to still try to. We haven't changed once we've gotten into the season and our routine. We haven't changed anything up to this point, and how we prepare, week in, week out on the practice field physically.
Hey,
Brent,
Chris, go ahead, Matt.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say this is Matt. Just Coach Sweeney was saying last night that he feels like Tony's maybe underrated as a play caller and just an offensive mind and everything. I just wonder what you think of him and kind of the job he does. I know you're not focused on the offense, but just the job he does as a play caller and an offensive mind.
Yeah, he's fabulous. He's really good. He's so smart, understands how to he understands how to put you in conflict. He understands defense. I think that's important. Really understand how defenses think, react, adjust. Understands, the DNA, the opposing play caller, and he can quickly see where weaknesses are, and whether it's a player, it's a scheme, and he's really good at setting things up, at attacking you where you're weak, taking advantage of his personnel, and doing a really nice job, with the presentation, and putting his guys in, again, in a position of advantage, and doesn't get rattled. He's got a great demeanor about him, but yeah, he's fantastic.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor again. You were able to get Xavier Thomas in for 3 plays on Saturday night. How close is he physically to where he needs to be?
I don't know. We put him in. He must be close. So I don't know. Yeah, it's be a process, and I think that's a day-to-day thing. And excited to get him back out there. I think that's I think he's probably missed that. Tremendously. You'd have to ask him, but it's good to get him back out there, and over these next few weeks, we'll get him back to where he needs to be, hopefully, and get him, in great health and great conditioning and those types of things, for by the time November rolls around here. But very disruptive, explosive player that can really help at a position where we're a little bit thin right now.
Brad from Clemson SI again. These cornerbacks that you have right now, how do they compare to some others you've had in the past in terms of just on-ball skills, one-on-one winning matchups?
They've been great. I don't know about comparing. I really don't think about it like that ever. But I love the attitude of this group, the length of the group, the athletic ability, the ball skills, the coachability. It's a group that's very invested, probably our best cohesion as a cornerback group in chemistry that we've had since I've been here. More guys are capable of playing, winning football. And so that's exciting, and it gives you a little bit of flexibility and creates the competition that brings out the best in everybody. But, we've got plenty of awards across the board. But what I love about them, they come to work every day and take ownership and a lot of pride in how they play and perform, and let you coach them and correct them. And they can, for the most part, they can tell you, what they did wrong well before you have to correct them. So that's a very, that makes the job enjoyable when you have a group of guys that are very connected and very invested that way.
Hey, Brent, it's Anna with 24/7. Dabo said last night, and I kind of mentioned it a few times this season, that if he had to name one player that was ready to break out coming out of camp, it would be Joseph Ngata, and that he has a chance to be as good as any receiver that Clemson's had. Just we haven't been able to see a lot of them so far this season. I know Dabo said he's close. Just what have you seen from him in camp, and kind of what makes him difficult to defend?
Yeah, he's big, he's long, he plays like he's 6'8". He's got a tremendous radius, just got a big physical presence. He loves to block. He can catch anything, within, a country mile. And he's got very, very strong hands, just great body positioning and ball skills. You can one-hand it, two-hand it, high point it, dig it out. He can do it all. And he's got a great attitude, just always excited to practice, and just a great presence to him. And he's just kind of scratching the surface on what he will be. But, they've had, incredible success, so far. Without him, he's deadly. He creates a lot of problems.
We'll take 2-3 more for Coach.
Brent, this is Ken Seguir with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. I was curious, I wanted to ask you about Jeff Sims and 21 Jahmyr Gibbs. Obviously, they're both freshmen, and you've seen a year place, kind of what it can mean to have a quarterback and a back together and give them some time together. Kind of what does that mean, or what can you see out of them, going, in the long term?
Yeah, they're special. They're really good. They're different. What's that running back for Seattle? What's that guy's name? That was retired from Seattle. Lynch. I mean, he's got that juice to him, and inside, outside, breaks tackles, man, plays with passion and with a real presence. You don't see it a whole lot, but you know it when you see it. Certainly know it when you don't, but he's just got a great presence to him, and really special player. He got great speed, great lateral speed, can make you miss in the hole. Excellent ball skills as a receiver. Had the touchdown out of the backfield on 3rd and 19, and makes a great play. Very comfortable, confident, and then Sims is same way. Just you see this tremendous upside with him. And like a baby giraffe out there, but he's got speed, he's got length, again, a big arm, good instincts. For a freshman, really the game's slow for him. And, you can see from where he was game one, what they were doing with him to where he is now. And, he's going to cause problems for people for sure.
Brent, this is Matt again with – Go ahead,
wanted to
Brent.
ask you, I know you don't want to help out any defensive coordinators out there, but when you watch Travis Etienne and what he's doing in the passing game, just how does that stress defenses at all levels?
I mean, yeah, it's a tough matchup, keep your linebackers out there, plug the A gaps and all that. So it's a tough matchup. I don't have the answers. I don't know, what to say other than, good luck. It's hard. And, Travis has really come into his own that way. But there's a lot of other great weapons around him as well. You can't just lock in on him. And then Tony does a great job of utilizing everybody. So, but he's great with the ball in his hands, and the more times he touches it, the better opportunity there is to create explosive plays. So whether that's in the kicking game or as a returner, or certainly out of the backfield or handing him the rock. So I would just say good luck. It's the biggest thing because he's tough.
We'll take one final one for Coach.
Brent, with 5 new starters in the back 7, were you expecting this group to play as well as it has, and kind of do what it did against Miami this past weekend?
I mean, again, I'm certainly not. I'm real proud of the guys. We all are. Their growth. I mean, we have a long way to go, and but it's surprised. I don't know. Probably expected even more. To be honest. I think Miami more is what we expected the first few games. The consistency and the communication, and I know Joseph Charleston didn't play, but they had a good spring and again a good fall camp, and it's a group of guys that again are smart and long and athletic and can run and again have a great sense of humility to them, and just a great group of guys as far as work ethic and investing time to know what to do and are just detailed guys. So there's a lot more to be had, and we got to continue to get better and improve in just so many areas. And but pleased with the progress and the improvement, and but we're just kind of starting to get challenged, and there's going to be a variety of challenges. Miami is its own DNA. Georgia Tech will be its own DNA. Syracuse will be its own DNA. And so understanding that DNA is as important as anything, and then being able to go out and execute against that. So, the veteran players, experienced players, it's easier to do that week in and week out. Experienced players, they understand, have a maturity about them in regards to preparation and practice and the film work, and they don't grow weary of that process, which can be very tough and challenging. If it wasn't, everybody would do very well. Every team would, and it's not easy to do. And so you hope that your leadership, which we feel we have good, strong leadership at the root of our team, and certainly on our defense, and we'll continue to challenge guys and hold guys accountable. And I think by playing a lot of players like we do, I think that creates the buy-in, and I think that helps with team morale, and I think it's easier to stay engaged throughout the course of the year because everybody feels like they have a role or they'll have a chance and opportunity to play, even if it's a very small amount of plays. That's what they love to do. So that's the reward for all the work and the investment. So, yes and no both. Answering, again, your question, again, my expectations are to play here. Say, they're all young, they're going to play like, junk, but that's not really our mindset. So it's never good enough. It's probably closer to our mindset. Certainly pleased with the effort, the attitude, and the focus, but certainly not satisfied. We have a long way to go to get better. I mean, we're trying to spend a lot of time on what isn't good, because that's what people are going to try to attack. Yeah, you made the play, but this is what they're going to see. You let the receiver stack you. You got beat at the line. You got lucky. He underthrew it. Those are the plays that we're talking about in the building today. And because if you don't get that right, that's going to rear its ugly head down the road, so to speak. So I would just say again, please, certainly, not satisfied by any stretch.